Beloved ones, I am looking at you right now. I am not looking at the name your parents gave you, nor the religion that society stamped upon your forehead before you could even ask a question. I am looking at you, the individual, the silence that is hidden deep within the noise of your personality. Because only the individual exists, everything else is a fiction. I have been told by many people, interviewers, journalists, people who think they know how the world works, that I have some things to say that a lot of people at this point do not buy. They tell me, Osho, the world is not ready for you. The market is not buying your product. They look at me with great concern. They ask me, you may not care about it, but why don't you care about it? And I have to ask them, and I ask you, why should I care? This is the first thing you must understand if you want to wake up. Why should you care about the opinions of a sleepwalking humanity? The moment you start caring about what the collective thinks, you cease to be an individual. You become a part of the crowd. And the crowd is blind, the crowd is insane. If I were to care about what people buy, I would have to sell them what they want. And what do they want? They want comfortable lies, they want consolations, they want to be told that they are good, that they are going to heaven, that their misery is a test from God. I am not here to sell you anything. I am here to wake you up. And waking up is not comfortable. It is a shock. It is surgery. So, why shouldn't I care? We can play Monopoly with this question all the way through. We can go in circles. But the answer is simple. My interest is in the individual. The interviewer asked me, is that only the individual who is here? No. The individual is everywhere. Whether he is here in this room with me, or sitting thousands of miles away behind a screen watching this video, the individual is a reality. Societies are just names. Have you ever met a society? You can meet a person, you can shake hands with a person, you can look into the eyes of a person, but can you shake hands with America? Can you look into the eyes of Christianity? No. These are abstract concepts. Collectivities are all names. They are clouds floating in the sky. They look solid, but they are just vapor. In reality, there is only the individual, and I am trying my best, sitting in my room. People are often puzzled by my lifestyle. You can see it in all the papers, on the radio, on the television, a man who does not go out of this small valley. They ask, why don't you travel? Why don't you go to the big cities? Why don't you save the world? I tell them, I am saving the world one individual at a time, and I don't need to go anywhere to do it. I will go on hammering all over the world. From here, my hammer is invisible. But it hits hard. I am hammering on your conditioning. I am hammering on your ego. I am hammering on your chains. What is the point of traveling? If you are asleep in New York, you are the same as a man asleep in Tokyo. My message is not for a geography. It is for a consciousness. If you can feel this hammer, if you can feel that what I am saying is hitting something deep inside you, shaking your foundations, then do not remain a spectator. Participate in this hammering. Press the like button. It is a small act, but it is a signal that you are ready to be broken open. It is a signal that you are ready to stop being a name and start being a being. The world is full of rumors about me. It is hilarious to watch. The human mind is so inventive when it wants to avoid the truth. The interviewer, Mike Wolf, a very intelligent man from the radio business, asked me a question that shows the madness of the collective mind. He said, "You do not go out of the valley, but is it not correct that you spent 3 nights in Bend at the River House Motel a couple of weeks ago?" I had to laugh. I said, "No, I am not a man who hides in motels. I live in the open. My life is an open book." But listen to what I told him next. I said, "Then someone is paying me the highest compliment because they are impersonating me. Think about it. To impersonate me, it is not an easy task. You can wear a robe, you can put on a hat, you can grow a beard, but can you wear my silence? Can you wear my presence? Can you wear the fire that burns in my eyes? If someone was there impersonating me, they must be a great actor. Or perhaps they were just another Buddha in disguise. But this question opened a door. It allowed me to play with him. I told him I was not in the hotel, but I can be. I am free. I can be anywhere. And then I told him the truth about my situation. I said, "Well, you probably could buy the hotel if you wanted to." And I said, "In fact, I have everything that any hotel in America can have. I have created a world here that is complete. I do not need the world outside because I have brought the best of the world inside." And this brings me to an invitation I gave him, an invitation that shocked him, an invitation that might shock you. I told him, "You just have to see my bathroom. Perhaps it is the best in the whole world." He was stunned. He asked, "Your bathroom?" I said, "My bathroom." He asked, "Is that an invitation?" I said, "Yes." He couldn't believe it. He said, "I've never been invited to the bathroom before." He said, "I've been told I belonged in the bathroom before, but never invited to one." Do you see the conditioning? Do you see how you have been trained? Society tells you the bathroom is a dirty place, a place where you belong if you are bad, a place to hide, a place of shame. "I am turning your values upside down," I told him. "I am a rare and unique person in every way. I invite you to my bathroom. That is unique. Why do I invite people to my bathroom? Because for me, the bathroom is a temple. Your body is the temple of the divine. If you cannot respect your body, you cannot respect your soul. If you cannot enjoy the simple act of cleansing the body, you cannot enjoy the complex act of cleansing the mind." I told him what to do there. Listen to these instructions because they are for you too. I said, enjoy the jacuzzi there, enjoy the shower there, enjoy the hot shower, enjoy the ice-cold shower, and then get out. I understand. This is a meditation. When you are in the hot shower, be fully in the hot shower. Feel the warmth, feel the steam. Let the heat penetrate your muscles. Don't think about your job. Don't think about your wife. Don't think about your debts. Just be with the heat. And then turn on the ice-cold shower. Feel the shock, the sudden awakening, the shiver that runs through your spine. That shiver is life. That shiver is reality. Most of you are living lukewarm lives. You are neither hot nor cold. You are just comfortable. And comfort is a grave. I want you to be alive. And then get out. Do not get attached. Experience the luxury, experience the sensation, and then step out, clean, fresh, new. The interviewer was curious. He asked, "Have you ever invited a member of the press to your bathroom before?" I said, "No." Why him? And why now? Because in that moment he was not a member of the press. He was not a radio host. He was a human being. He was an individual, and he felt the connection. He looked at me. This man who had come to interview a controversial mystic, a man who had heard all the rumors about motels and Rolls Royces, and his heart melted. He said, "Thank you. I think that's important, because I've never liked any man the way I like you." He was surprised by his own feelings. He didn't expect to like me. He expected to judge me. He expected to find a fraud. Instead, he found a friend. He asked the most beautiful question, "I wonder if this could be love." And I told him, "This is. Love is not what you think it is. Love is not a romance. Love is not a contract. Love is what happens when two individuals drop their defenses. Love is what happens when the I and the you disappear and only a presence remains." He was invited to the bathroom and he found love. He joked, "Well, I'm sure the listeners of this program are thinking you and I are going to start a nightclub act." I laughed. "Why not? I tell you, life is a nightclub act. We are all actors on a stage. The problem is, you have forgotten that you are acting. You think the drama is real. You think the tragedy is permanent. I know it is an act. I am playing the role of the master. You are playing the role of the disciple, or the skeptic, or the viewer. But behind the masks, we are the same light. If you can see the humor in this, if you can see the nightclub act of existence, then you are beginning to wake up. And this brings us to the core of the misunderstanding. The reason why the world calls me a con man. The reason why they are confused by my diamond watches and my spirituality. The interviewer asked about the potential of uniting the Western philosophy and the Eastern philosophy. He said, the Western philosophy, which is somewhat materialistic, and the Eastern philosophy, which traditionally is not materialistic but is more an inner recognition of oneself. He looked at me and said, "Now you have done a magnificent job in many respects. That diamond wristwatch, of course, is certainly not an Eastern philosophy, and yet the rest of your presentation is somewhat Eastern." He asked, "Is it possible for those two cultures to unite?" I looked at him and I look at you now and I say, that's what I have been doing. And that is why both sides of the culture are angry with me. But to understand why they are angry, and to understand why I admit to being the world's greatest con man, you must understand the split that has destroyed humanity. You must understand the new man I am creating, Zorba the Buddha. Are you ready to understand the con? Are you ready to see why your misery is just a trick you are playing on yourself? If you are following me so far, if you have stepped into the bathroom of awareness, then you are ready for the next step. Pause for a moment, take a breath, check the description below. This is not just a video, it is a doorway. If you want to walk through it, make sure you are subscribed. Because in the next part, I am going to tell you the secret that makes the priests tremble. Let us go deeper. Beloved ones, welcome back to the fire. If you are still here, if you have not run away, it means you are brave. It means you are ready to hear the punchline of the joke. In the first part, we spoke about the bathroom. We spoke about the body. Now, we must speak about the soul. And we must speak about the conflict that is tearing your soul apart. The interviewer, Mike Wolf, looked at me. He looked at my robe. He looked at the diamond watch glistening on my wrist. And he was confused. He represents the confusion of the whole world. He asked me about the potential of uniting two worlds, the Western philosophy and the Eastern philosophy. Understand this split, because this split is inside you. The Western philosophy is materialistic. It believes in what you can touch, what you can measure, what you can buy. It believes in science, in technology, in the body. The Eastern philosophy, traditionally, is not materialistic. It is an inner recognition of oneself. It believes in the silence, in the eyes closed, in the cave, in the sky. The interviewer said to me, "Now you have done a magnificent job in many respects. That diamond wristwatch, of course, is certainly not an Eastern philosophy, and yet the rest of your presentation is somewhat Eastern." He sees the watch, and his mind says West. He hears my silence, and his mind says East, and he cannot put them together. His computer is crashing. He asked, "Is it possible for those two cultures to unite?" I looked at him, and I say to you now, that's what I have been doing. I am the bridge, and that is why both sides of the culture are angry with me. You must understand this anger. Why are they so angry? Why do they want to crucify me? Because I am destroying their categories. I am destroying their boxes. The Easterners are angry with me because they think I am a materialist. They see me living in a beautiful house. They see the velvet robes. They see the diamond watch. And they say, "This man is a fraud. A spiritual man must be poor. A spiritual man must be miserable. He must renounce the world." They ask, "Are they right?" I say, "No, I am not materialistic." You ask, "You're not materialistic?" I say, "No, not in their sense. To be a materialist means to think that only matter exists. I know that matter exists, but I also know that something beyond matter exists. I use matter to celebrate the spirit, but the Eastern mind is conditioned against life. They think to love God, you must hate the world." I say, "If you hate the creation, how can you love the Creator? The world is His painting. I am admiring the painting, and the religious people call me a sinner for it." On the other side, the Western people, particularly the materialist, the communist, they are angry with me because I am bringing spiritualism. They say, "We had just gotten rid of God. We had just gotten rid of the soul. We had proved that man is just a machine. And here comes this man, Osho, bringing the soul back, bringing consciousness back." They are afraid, because if consciousness exists, then their whole structure of meaningless life collapses. If consciousness exists, you cannot just eat, drink, and die. You have a responsibility to wake up. So the East is angry, the West is angry, I am standing alone. But my approach is that man is both together. Look at yourself deeply. Close your eyes for a moment. Can you find the line where your body stops and your soul begins? Can you find the boundary? This existence is not split into matter and spirit, it is one continuous flow. This existence is one organic unity, just as your soul and your body are an organic unity. Your soul cannot exist without your body. The body is the house. If the house falls, where will the guest live? And your body cannot be alive without the soul. If the guest leaves, the house becomes a corpse. Do you see? They are partners. They are lovers. They are dancing in a deep embrace. I am destroying the whole idea of the separation. I am destroying the schizophrenia that has plagued humanity for 5,000 years. I am destroying the split between matter and mind, body and soul, materialism and spiritualism. I am creating a new man, a whole man, a holy man. I call myself Zorba the Buddha. You must understand these two figures. Zorba the Greek, he is the earth, he is the juice of life. He dances on the beach, he plays the santuri, he loves women, he drinks wine. He is not afraid of his passions, he lives fully, totally in the moment. He has no guilt. And Buddha, the awakened one, he sits under the Bodhi tree, he is silent, he is still, he is pure awareness, he is the sky, vast, empty, compassionate. In the past, society told you, choose one. If you choose Zorba, you are a sinner. You will go to hell, but you will have fun. If you choose Buddha, you are a saint. You will go to heaven, but your life here will be dry, dead, a desert. I say, why choose? Are you poor? Can you not afford both? Be a Zorba and a Buddha. Let your roots go deep into the earth like Zorba, and let your branches touch the stars like Buddha. My restaurants, my discos are all named after me. Zorba the Buddha. Can you imagine a disco named after a Buddha? The religious people go crazy. They pull their hair out. The ambassador of Sri Lanka in America wrote me a letter. He was furious. He was trembling with rage. He wrote saying, in my country people will be angry about it. Please don't use Buddha's name with Zorba. He thinks he protects Buddha. He thinks Buddha is a fragile porcelain doll that will break if it enters a disco. He thinks Buddha is so weak that he cannot handle Zorba. I replied to him, and I want you to listen to my reply, because it is for you too. I said, we don't mean your Buddha. Your Buddha's name was Gautam Siddhartha, so you must understand the etymology. Buddha is not a name, it is not a personal ID, it is a title. Buddha is not anybody's name. It is a quality. It means the awakened one. It can be used for anybody who is awakened. If you wake up right now, if you shake off the dust of your sleep, you are a Buddha. Jesus is a Buddha. Krishna is a Buddha. Mahavira is a Buddha, and you are a sleeping Buddha. So I told him, so don't get upset about it. But people love to be upset. Anger gives them an ego trip. They feel righteous. I am defending my religion. You are defending nothing but your own stupidity. My effort is that Zorba and Buddha have to be bridged, because a Buddha without Zorba is lame. He cannot dance. He has no legs. And a Zorba without Buddha is blind. He can dance, but he does not know where he is going. He has no eyes. I want you to have eyes and legs. Zorba represents the materialist's life in all its luxury, hence this diamond wristwatch, hence all my Rolls Royces. The Rolls Royces. The world is obsessed with my cars. They count them. 93 Rolls Royces, 93 Rolls Royces, they scream. They write articles, they make documentaries. They miss the point entirely. I do not drive 93 cars at once. I can only sit in one seat. I use these cars as a device. I use them to provoke the collective ego. A spiritual man is supposed to be humble. He is supposed to ride a donkey or walk. When I drive a Rolls Royce, I shatter your expectation of what holiness looks like. I am telling you, holiness is not about poverty. Holiness is about mastery. I live the most luxurious life that any man has ever lived with no worry. This is the miracle. With no worry. Look at the rich people in the world. Look at the billionaires. Do they have no worry? They have more worry than the beggar. They are afraid of the stock market. They are afraid of their competitors. They are afraid of their wives. They are afraid of their children waiting for them to die. They have ulcers. They have insomnia. People have much more money. I don't have a single cent. This is the truth. I have no pockets. My robe has no pockets. But they cannot live such a luxurious life as I am living, with no worry, no bank account, no income tax, and having everything that anybody can have. How is this possible? It is possible because I do not possess, I enjoy. When you possess something, you become a slave to it. If you own a diamond, you are the watchman of the diamond. You have to protect it. I don't own the watch, I just wear it. It tells me the time and it sparkles in the sun. If it disappears tomorrow, I will not cry, I will enjoy the empty wrist. This freedom, the freedom from possession while being in the middle of luxury, is the state of Zorba the Buddha. The interviewer, Mike Wolf, listened to all this. He looked at the man with no money who lives like an emperor. He looked at the man who invites press to the bathroom, and he couldn't handle it. His logic failed. He said, "What is your secret? I really think you're in the wrong business." He was struggling to find a label for me, and then he found the only label his mind could accept. He said, "I mean, because of what you've just documented, you must be one of the world's great con men, it would seem." He said it. He called me a con man to my face. Now, most spiritual teachers would get offended. They would say, "How dare you? I am a prophet. I am a messenger of God. Respect me." But I am not a teacher. I am a master, and a master has no ego to defend. I looked him in the eye and I smiled and I said, "I am, and it takes a great man to admit that. Certainly. Why do I admit to being a con man? Why do I wear this title like a badge of honor? Because, my beloved friends, you need to be conned. You are so deeply asleep, you are so hypnotized by your society that the simple truth does not reach you. If I tell you simply, you are free, you will not believe me. You will say, "But I have a mortgage, but I have a wife, but I have sins." You are clutching your chain so tightly, so I have to play a game, I have to use devices. I am the spiritual con man. My con is to distract your mind so I can steal your heart. My con is to entertain your ego so I can kill it. I wear the fancy robes to catch your eye. I drive the big cars to provoke your jealousy or your judgment. I speak in paradoxes to confuse your logic. And while you are busy judging me, while you are busy analyzing me, while you are busy asking why the watch, why the car, silence enters. I slip the truth in through the back door. I am stealing your misery. I am stealing your guilt. I am stealing your fear of death. And what do I give you in return? Nothing. I give you yourself, because you are already the emperor. You just think you are a beggar. The con is to trick the beggar into remembering he is a king. If that makes me a con man, then I am the greatest con man in history, and I am proud of it. Mike Wolf. He felt the con working, but he realized it wasn't a malicious con. It was a con of love. He started the interview asking about motels and money. He ended the interview melting. He said, "I've never liked any man the way I like you." He asked, "I wonder if this could be love?" And I told him, "This is. Love is the only reality. Everything else is a game. The bathroom is a game. The interview is a game. The radio show is a game. The diamond watch is a game. But the feeling that happened between us, that was real." So, my challenge to you is this. Can you drop your seriousness? Can you stop judging the packaging and taste the content? Can you allow yourself to be conned out of your suffering? The world wants you to be serious. The politicians need you to be serious so they can send you to war. The priests need you to be serious so they can sell you salvation. The economy needs you to be serious so you will work until you die. I want you to be playful. I want you to be a player in the great game of life. If you are ready to play, if you are ready to be a Zorba the Buddha, then you are welcome here. My bathroom is open. My heart is open. You don't need to give me money. I have no use for it. I have everything. You don't need to give me your obedience. I have no use for followers. All I ask is that you give me your awareness, give me your attention. And in that attention you will find yourself. If this message, this con, has touched you, do not let it fade. Engage with it. Subscribe to this channel not to follow a leader, but to join a community of lions. Share this video, confuse your friends, anger your family, be a catalyst for their awakening too. Life is too short to be sane, life is too short to be miserable. Be crazy, be happy, be whole. I am here, I am hammering. The question is, are you ready to break? Go now, the world is waiting for you to dance.